Hey, and welcome to the Coming Strength and Fitness Fitcast. I'm Jill, coach and owner of CS&F, and I'm here along with my team to take your fitness experience to a new level. In each episode, we'll bring you helpful conversations with our coaches, members, and guests to provide additional value to your gym experience and understanding to our mission at CS&F to change lives through fitness. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Alrighty, guys, and we're back on another episode. We are in the studio recording, not live. It would be cool if we actually did live and just kind of
maybe we should
put it on Facebook or whatever platform said you guys can tune in.
Next time.
We'll have 16 listeners.
They can see how antsy we are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no video. Let's just do the audio.
We'll need a video in the top corner to just
watch us meander around this room.
Yes.
We have Jill Thornton, no stranger to the podcast.
Hey,
Jill,
everybody.
Can you describe yourself really quick as a fruit?
As a fruit?
Yeah. How are you doing today as a fruit?
How am I doing as a fruit?
Yep.
I'm feeling like a mandarin.
A mandarin orange?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Enough said. We don't need any context.
Yep.
Chrissy. We have Chrissy in the studio back. This is not your first time on the podcast.
Nope.
But we're going to talk about some fun and exciting things, the three of us. Chrissy, how are you doing today? But you have to describe it as a vegetable.
I feel probably kind of like that bruised vegetable in the back of your drawer
goodness.
right now.
Oh, no.
Chrissy.
I feel real sore.
It's better than a turnip.
Oh,
Those,
okay.
it's really those workouts this week. I just feel sore, but I feel good. Just
She's
sore.
a bruised veggie.
I just a little bruised vegetable.
Yeah.
Aren't we all? I am too. I strive not to be an onion where you cut me up and just make you cry.
Yeah.
Fun fact that has nothing to do with this, but one time I had a bet and I lost and I had to eat like a bite of a raw onion. Ooh. And it was the worst thing that was the worst decision I made ever.
Yeah.
Like I oozed onion stink from my pores for like 7 days. It was terrible. Made me cry. Anyways, guys, it's not what we're talking about at all. Jill, Chrissy, super excited to be chatting about Nutrition 2.0, and not just in general, but how are we going to specifically help people in nutrition? So, Jill, give us a little bit of context about where this started, where we're going, and just this conversation.
Sure. I mean, we have been offering nutrition as a service for a while. You know, we've had a nutrition program, and just in recent conversations with Chrissy, I'd say over the last 6 months, she and I have decided that we want to take our nutrition services to the next level. And so we've decided to work together and revamp it and redo it. We have got a lot of new content.
Yeah.
We've changed our methodology and the way that we approach the nutrition coaching. So we have a lot of super cool things in the 2.0 version of our nutrition coaching.
Yes. Yeah.
Anything to add, Chrissy?
Yeah, I think something I love so much is it's not just nutrition. Mm-hmm. It's what is the whole aspect of a healthy lifestyle, and how do you sustainably create this so that it's something that they can continue doing.
Cool.
Maybe, for the long run.
Yes. Yep.
So really quick, don't have to spend much time on this, but what gives you guys credibility to talk about nutrition here? Like who you are, what the heck have you done, certifications, education? Jill, you go.
So I think this is where Chrissy and I complement each other a lot. Okay. So I have more experience in the coaching arena. I've been coaching for almost 12 years now. I have my WAG nutrition certification, all my CrossFit certifications, all that good stuff. My experience comes from the background of coaching.
Yes.
And where Chrissy complements is her background is in nutrition, and she has the degree and the science behind the nutrition aspect. And so what we've done is we've taken both of our experiences and combined it into one product. Mm-hmm.
Because Chrissy, you're a registered dietitian.
Yep. So I'm a registered dietitian. I also did precision nutrition kind of as my first supplemental certification. And then I'm almost finished with WAG. I'm really loving that. So
there's a lot of inside lingo going on right now
WAG.
Where if someone doesn't know what WAG, precision, what are they saying? Long story short, these are external nutrition certifications that you can pay, get coached on, and that you become an accredited or certified nutrition coach. And you guys have done that. You went to school for it. Mm-hmm. That's what your degree is in, Chrissy. So, I mean, there's a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom when it just comes down to nutrition. Because a lot of times people come to us looking to get healthier, get fitter, and we know that nutrition is probably a bigger slice of the pie than the fitness realm, where they both complement each other. It's not either or, but nutrition is just as important. And a lot of times it can move the needle for certain people more than just coming to a gym. We offer both, but we're revamping and we're taking this nutrition piece to the next level, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So let's say I am the guinea pig. Alex, I come up and I'm interested in nutrition, but I know nothing. What are some of the expectations that I can expect? What's a picture you can very simply paint for anyone who's interested? Give me some of the things that this consists of.
Oh, Chrissy?
Yeah. So the first thing, is you reaching out to us. We do lots of marketing and talking about nutrition. So hopefully that word, gets out there to everybody. So you reach out to us. And then our big thing is either setting up an initial phone call with you, or if you're local, bringing you into the gym and talking with you one-on-one. And then we also have an initial intake form that you as the client is going to fill out and really give us tons of information about your life, what your schedule looks like, what you like to eat, what's going on with you, so much more than just nutrition, but what the whole picture for you looks like, so that we can really build a program that works really well for you, that's not just nutrition based, but physical activity based, sleep based, all these other factors that play into your overall health.
Yes.
Jill.
Yes.
If that is your real name.
It actually is my second name.
It is your second name.
Yes.
What makes this a little bit different, a little bit unique, a little bit better than just your typical tracking your macros or finding a cheat sheet calculator online? Why is working with us, with you guys, why does this set us apart?
It is absolutely the high level of accountability to the program that we build for you that makes the difference for people. You can calculate your macros online. You can use calculators to figure out how much you need to do of A, B, and C. But if you don't have the accountability to whatever it is you're trying to do, then you're much less likely to be successful in whatever your goal is. So we do the same with, our fitness regimen here. We hold people accountable to goals, and it's going to be the same with nutrition. High level of accountability is where the gold is.
Yeah. And I think sometimes that can show two totally different ends of the spectrum too, from the client side. Like, you can get somebody who has never even, they really couldn't tell a protein food from a carb food, or you might get someone else who's like, no, I know everything. I am a nutrition professional, but they're really there for the accountability side, where someone else might really be there for the accountability, but the education side too. And so it covers both of those in that sense.
So once I sign up and say, yes, I am in, I want to do it, I commit for at least 12 weeks, right? Because that's the high level of accountability initially.
That is the minimum amount of time needed for change.
What are some of the practical things I'm going to be doing as a client working with you guys in those first 3 months? What am I doing?
Yeah, so you're going to fill out your forms, and then we're going to meet at the gym. And if you're not local, we're going to hop on a phone call and just go over the forms and give us, you're going to be giving your nutrition coach an idea of where you are so that we can make a plan for where you want to go. After that, if you're local, we're going to do an in-body scan as your baseline. We're going to create a custom-built program for you based on your lifestyle, your preferences, what has worked for you in the past and what hasn't. So there's not a canned approach to this. Everyone's different. Everyone's goals are different. Everyone's preferences are different. So we build a custom plan for each person. The accountability factor is we have weekly check-ins that are not negotiable. They will check in with us every week, and there are a lot of different metrics that we're checking with a high level of accountability to all of the goals that we set for them with their plan, if that makes sense. And then for our local people, every 6 weeks, we're getting back together in person one-on-one. If you're digital or, not local, we can hop back on a phone call and see how the last 6 weeks have gone. So you're getting a weekly level of accountability, and then every 6 weeks back in person to reassess, regroup, redo the goal, see how well you did, redo a body scan, and then go from there.
And those weekly check-ins are so important because sometimes we might not start perfectly where you actually need to be. And so we can see through that what's going to work best for you, what you can, sustain in your lifestyle. And so those weekly check-ins and even that 6-week check-in is so important for us as the coach to be able to meet you as the client where you really need to be successful.
And we give a lot of feedback on those.
Yeah.
So you submit your form with all of your goals that we've given you in your program, and we give feedback every single week on any thoughts you have, any concerns, questions, how you're progressing, and we give feedback and we adjust your plan based on those things.
So that's more of the journey I'm taking when I hire Chrissy as my coach. What are some of like the nutritional habits as far as like, am I eating carbs? Are carbs the devil? What about like
Carbs are the devil.
crumble cookie? What about my protein? What am I actually doing when it comes to nutrition? Like you said, there's no canned approach for everybody, but for someone who's completely new, like, yeah, I really want to get my nutrition down. Is it more educational? Are you specifically giving them grocery lists? What does the nutritional practical side look like?
Yeah, so we have tons of different, ways of approaching that, and it definitely depends on the client. But, some people might start with what is more of a plate method where we're saying, okay, this is the picture of what a plate can look like, and these are the foods in which categories, whether it's a carb food, what are carb foods? And then we can provide lists and education and conversation over what those are and why they're important and what serving sizes look like. And so we can build a plate off of that, where somebody else who might really, really be into tracking using MyFitnessPal or Lose It or whatever they want to do might be a little bit more along the lines where they're just using macros. And so it can definitely look different for people, but we have tons of resources, grocery list recommendations. If you're a vegetarian, what that grocery list might look like, or what protein foods for you are going to look like versus somebody who eats more, animal proteins.
Yeah. So, and in addition to that, it's a wide spectrum of the nutrition piece to what we're coaching people on. We also take into account other lifestyle habits that they have. How is your sleep? If their sleep isn't great, one of their weekly check-in items is going to be getting a sufficient amount of sleep, and we'll hold them accountable to that.
Yeah.
Sleep has a huge impact on your body composition and on most goals that people have. Other things we're going to look at, and again, like Chrissy said, depending on the client, your stress levels. We're going to look at your exercise movement and your non-exercise movement. We're going to look at your shopping habits, your eating out habits, whether or not you drink alcohol. And so there's a lot of things and a lot of different buckets that we can pull from to create each program.
So, would I be a good client to work with?
Yes.
Why?
Alex, was there one nutritional tip I gave you over the last 8 months that moved the needle for you?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe
Yes,
one
yeah,
thing.
yeah, absolutely. So we can work with elite level athletes. We can take your game to the next level, because just knowing how much you put into your body for your performance and for your training is huge. And there's also some macro and micronutrient timing and intake that you want to consider too. Supplementation at that level is something you want to consider as well. So there are a lot of ways we can still move the needle even with elite athletes.
Because the reason I asked that wasn't for me specifically, but really to paint the picture that this isn't just for elite athletes. This isn't
Absolutely
just for
not.
CrossFitters.
Right. No,
I would honestly say this is for anyone and
Anybody.
everyone that is interested to take better steps forward in their health and fitness journey.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I have everything from grandmas to vegans to athletes in my client list right now. So it's all over the place, and I love it that way.
Which is why it's not a cookie cutter approach, is because each one of those avatars needs a completely different thing.
Correct,
Right?
yes.
So that's why I'm such against diets, but this is hey, what is best for you? And I want to hone in on the word coach, because we coach people here at the gym, but this is also coaching people in a different arena. But a coach has a very unique relationship with a person. They're not a parent. They're not a teacher. They're not a spouse or a friend or a boss. A coach has some moral authority, but you can't force anybody to do it. But we're going to cheerlead for you. We're going to educate you. We're going to point out things that you could have done better with grace. And we're going to walk with you and never leave your side the entire time. So that's what's interesting about a coach. I think it's really awesome that we can kind of step in this realm to be that unique role for people that they may not have in their life right now, because most people have some sort of parental figure, a boss figure, a therapy figure, a doctor figure. That's none of that. A nutrition coach, a CrossFit coach, a coach in general is a unique role that can really help take you to the next level with anything.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of talking about nutrition.
Yeah.
Okay, so if this is who it's for, what are some of the different goals? Like, when I hear nutrition, or when most people hear nutrition, they just want to lose weight. My goal is lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds. But this isn't just a weight loss program. What are the different goals people are working towards in this? Like, if I want to gain muscle, or if I want to lose weight, what are the different things people are trying to accomplish?
Yeah, I've definitely had a wide spectrum of people with goals coming in, whether it's trying to balance their hormones a little bit better, whether they're just trying to get healthier. They might have diabetes or heart disease in their family, and at a younger age, they're really trying to make sure that they understand how to prevent the onset of that. And then I've had some people come in with weight gain goals too. So other than weight loss, those are huge ones that we
Huge
get.
ones.
What if my goal is to have the same level or same size biceps as Jill? Like, that's my only goal. Do you think you can help me do that?
Yeah.
Jill, why are you smirking over there?
I think it's funny.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that we're missing when we're trying to paint the picture of what this program is? Is there anything that you guys want to add as far as offerings, expectations, what to expect, stuff like that? What are we missing?
I think that the overarching theme here is that we've revamped what we're doing. Chrissy and I are putting our heads together to create a product that is nutritionally sound.
Yes.
That it's very solid. And we're also adding this coaching component to it to where it's an awesome program that we build for people from that scientific nutritional background that Chrissy has and my coaching background. And we're combining the two to make it something that people can do from a habits-based approach.
Right.
And we're approaching everyone with a holistic view of them in terms of their nutrition, their sleep, their exercise, their stress, their job, their career, building a custom program and holding them accountable to it.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick couple-minute rabbit trail down actual nutrition in general outside of the program, which is going to tie into this. You'll see. But in nutrition in general, what are just some common practices that culture does right now that are really like hindering people from achieving their goals? Like, for example, we talked about one earlier, not getting sufficient sleep. Like, sleep deprivation is an epidemic that no one's talking about that actually can move the needle forward on our health and fitness. But when it comes to nutrition, what are some like common things people are doing that are maybe helping, they think might be helping, that really are not helping?
I think a big thing is like the back and forth of restricting and overeating, where people are like, oh gosh, I overate last night, so I'm just going to not eat, for the first half of today. And then all of a sudden it really comes back to kind of bite them later in the day. And then it's just building this really stressful relationship with their food.
That's good.
That's a huge one that I've worked with so many people on that in the past year.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think just a better understanding of what foods are really healthy and which ones are marketed to you as healthy are interesting.
That's good.
Like an organic gummy bear. Oh,
It's organic, Jill.
Right? It's still a gummy bear, guys. A gluten-free cookie is still a cookie.
Yeah.
And just so part of what we do is a lot of education. Like, let's teach you what lean protein looks like.
Yeah.
And let's talk about what is an ideal amount of fruits and veggies that you need to incorporate into your diet. So a lot of it is just helping people understand that they don't have to make a ton of extreme changes to move the needle.
Yeah.
There's so many fad diets out there that people get all wrapped up in, and then it's sometimes they don't fully understand the concept behind the fad diet, and we can actually take that almost similar concept and build it into what actual sustainable nutrition is.
Yes. Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden they're not restricting and doing all these really kind of stressful things, feeling like they can't go enjoy food with their family and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
I think the last one I would add is the all or nothing mentality people bring to it.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I wish I could just knock that out of everyone's head.
Yeah.
And say, hey, it is not black or white. You don't wake up one day and you either arrived or you're completely doing it. Health is a journey that you get 1% better every single day. That if you ate one slice of pizza, crap, I'm just gonna eat the rest slice of pizza and I'll get back on the wagon on Monday. No, that mindset is terrible. Like, okay, enjoy that slice of pizza or two. You don't need to have 6, and then don't wait until Monday. Just tomorrow on Saturday, just get back on track.
Yeah,
it's
we
okay.
can still move forward from this.
Exactly.
Like, we're still doing A-okay right now.
Something is better than nothing in the realm of fitness and in the realm of nutrition.
And it kind of goes back to what you were saying too, as far as binge restrict, because you're going to restrict because it's all or nothing. I got to be all in, and then I blew it one time, and I'm going to binge and eat every single thing. And I don't know the origins of where that came from. I think it's just a culmination of how nutrition has evolved through the marketing and just the processed foods and blah 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 blah. But I wish I could change that all or nothing, black or white. If you want to make a big change or a big result, you have to make a big change versus, hey, how can I win today? How can I get 1% better today? How can I show up for myself today?
Yes.
And that today snowballs into tomorrow, snowballs into the next day. And I would say that's how we have gotten to where we are today is because it's that 1% rather than the all or nothing mentality.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's the planning ahead, and that's where we can be so instrumental in your journey, is that we can help you figure out what that plan and that structure looks like, so that we're not just going into every day kind of like guessing and throwing our arms up, wondering how the day's going to turn out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes back to what you said, Chrissy, too, is it's not the fad diet. It's not the all or nothing. It's not what you see on Instagram. It's sustainable. Like that is the underlying key word in health and fitness is if it's not sustainable, it will soon extinguish and you're never going to continue it. So you have to do something that you can maintain. I always say sustainable is maintainable.
Yeah.
Sustainable is maintainable.
And I'll say this, I worked with Jill earlier this year as a client, and I have kept up with every single habit that we worked on. I still do it every single day.
Wait, coaches need coaches?
Coaches
Hey,
need
believe it or
coaches.
not.
Really?
Believe it or not. Yeah.
That's where I've
Interesting.
learned a lot from. I will say, like, when I first started doing nutrition coaching, I was always hiring nutrition coaches myself to try and figure out, like, what was out there, what it looks like to be a client. And so at least once or twice a year,
awesome.
I always hire my own nutrition coach. And from different programs, too, because I want to see what other programs are doing and using and verbiage and how it can truly help me.
Yeah, I did the same. I hired a Working Against Gravity coach a couple of years ago to help me with a weight cut for a weightlifting meet I had coming up, just to see how they did it. It was super cool. I really enjoyed the process, and that's really what kind of inspired me to get the certification was after that. So
Yeah.
I would just highlight something that you guys said there that could be easily overlooked but very important is not only is your guys' mindset curious, like, hey, I wonder what's out there, but you guys have the openness and the humility to say, hey, I don't have all the answers and I want to work with someone that's going to help me. I would say that this nutrition program can help anybody that is willing and wanting to get helped. But if you don't think, hey, I either have all the answers or you can't help me or I am the way I am, we can't help that mindset. But if you are saying, hey, I'm willing and open to be coached in whatever you tell me, and I'll trust the process. That's the perfect person.
Yeah.
But it's a person that has more of just a very fixed, closed mindset of, hey, I am the way I am. I'm not a morning person. I don't really track, or I don't do X, Y, or Z. We can't help that. But if you're like, hey, I'm willing and I'm motivated and I will try, that's all we ask.
it's a growth versus a fixed mindset.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about that?
Thank you, Carol.
Yeah. Have you ever heard about that, Jill? Long context, people, if you don't know, Jill hands out this book, probably the most handed out book you've ever handed out. And it's called Mindset, and it's a growth versus fixed mindset. And it really is one of the key things to why people are successful and why some people aren't in business, life, health, relationships.
All of it.
It's
faith,
in
all
Working
the
Against
stuff.
Gravity, too.
It is. Yeah.
So
they
it's just
recommended in
having
that,
that growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Jill, Chrissy, this has been awesome.
We're excited. We're super excited.
Last question I have is, how can I get started? What's the next step? What do you guys encourage me to go look at, follow, website? What are the next steps?
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of different ways you can get in touch with us. You can go to our website under programs. There's a nutrition tab. You can click the link and submit your information, and we'll be in contact with you. You can schedule a call, or you can email us at info@comingstrengthandfitness.com. You can message us on Instagram or Facebook. Any of our platforms work for us.
So just reach out.
Reach out. Yep.
Awesome. Jill, Chrissy, Jill. Sorry, I just kind of merged your name.
Chrissy, what's your middle name?
Margaret.
Did I know that?
I don't know.
I think I've asked it in the Circle of Love a lot, but yeah.
Margaret and Courtney. Guys, I'm going to put Jill on the spot. Jill, do you have...
You always do this.
Do you have a good closing question for us that we could answer?
Well, I'm going to ask you my Circle of Love question from last week. Okay. If you had to choose one forever, would it be a taco burrito or quesadilla? You can only pick one, and this is the one forever.
And it has to be the same one, or the flavors can change?
The flavors can change, but same concept, like same idea.
Taco.
Yeah, taco.
Easy. Soft
for you?
shell, though.
Alex?
The first thing I think of is what can hold the most volume.
Well, that's a burrito.
So it's a burrito.
Yeah, mine's taco for sure.
Burrito's the biggest. I think you get the diversity with the taco with all the different like flavors and spices and stuff, but I'm just thinking volume, so I'm going to go burrito.
I mean, and if we're in the vein of nutrition, Chrissy, what's your favorite go-to, like, quote-unquote fast food place for a healthy meal?
I'm if I'm in a rush, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. I'm getting grilled chicken nuggets. I'm getting their kale salad crunch.
Yeah.
And probably kind of depends. I might get some fries or I might get the fruit cup. Kind of depends on
the
what I'm
day.
feeling.
Wait,
like it.
nutrition coaches eat fries?
I just had some Saturday night.
I thought all
Yeah.
you do is eat kale and drink water, and that's
Isn't
all.
that funny?
That's your six
Isn't that
packs just
funny?
start
It's crazy.
after like 5 days.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jill, where's your go-to places that you like to?
Chick-fil-A is at the top of my list too. My order is the grilled chicken sandwich. I'll eat it with half the bun, extra lettuce and tomato and pickles. And then I'll get either a small fry or a fruit cup to go with it. And sometimes grilled nuggets or chicken strips to go with it. I need that extra protein.
Are you guys fans of Chipotle? Like get
Absolutely. Yeah.
all the things in a burrito bowl?
Yeah.
I don't go there that frequently. I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
I like it. I'm a Chipotle
Kava
person.
was good.
Kava's good.
Oh, if you're in the area,
Yeah.
Kava or the local wood
Local.
fire.
Oh, the local's the best, yeah.
Oh,
If
my
it was a
gosh.
little bit closer.
I know.
That's it.
They need to have a coming location.
Yes. What's yours?
Definitely Chick-fil-A or Chipotle. Whenever
Yeah.
we're going on long car rides, my wife always knows, well, we can only eat at a Chick-fil-A or Chipotle. I'm not going to eat
That is
anywhere else.
Same with my kids. They're like, are we going to Chipotle or Chick-fil-A?
Literally.
But
the
why
exact
is that?
same.
Like, honestly, ask the question, why are those all three of our go-to places? Well, you said maybe not Chipotle, but why?
You can get quality there. You can
Quality,
actually,
yeah.
you can
It's
actually
good.
get
Their chicken tastes
quality,
good.
And
Yeah.
Like-
it's tasty.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
I mean, you didn't say Bojangles.
No, I didn't say Zaxby's.
I will do Zaxby's. I like their salads.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right, guys. This has been informative. I'm super excited to kind of push the needle forward and watch this grow
2.0, baby.
2.0. Reach out if you're interested, or if you know someone that's interested. You don't need to be a member of the gym. This is for anybody.
Yeah. We
you-
work virtually.
If you live in Michigan, Montana, or Mexico,
Or Antarctica.
wherever,
Yeah.
because it's both in person and
out.
virtual, we want to help you reach your health and fitness goals. So, Chrissy, Jill, you're
been a pleasure.
You're a
Thanks,
legend.
Alex.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for joining us today, friends. We hope you enjoyed this conversation and gained a greater understanding of the mission and vision of the CS&F community. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram under Coming Strength and Fitness, or hit us up on comingstrengthandfitness.com. See you next time.